Okay, to pick up where I left off on my last video, sorry about the car. I just noticed in my last videos my car's a hot mess and I need to get it cleaned and detailed. Anyway, moving on. I left off on the Disney princess Ariel. So she basically left the ocean to go be with a earthling dude. Why anybody would do that, why any species would do that, who knows? You know, I guess it's love transcends all species. I don't know. Interspecies dating, whatever they were trying to get at, I guess the point was made. Love transcends all. That's probably the most powerful and positive message in that movie, because the rest of it was just a shame, because she had a beautiful voice, a beautiful singing voice, and she was willing to give it up for this guy. You know, what did he have to give up for her? You know, pretty much. Now, he would have probably laid his life down on the line for her. I believe he did in this movie. But still, she gave up her whole voice to go be on land amongst the land people, you know, who, you know, basically didn't understand her species and hunted them and all this stuff. And, you know, against her father's word, you know. And that's the whole thing about love. It's just like, sometimes love isn't what's best for you, or who you're loving, they aren't what's best for you. I mean, you might both love each other, all good. That doesn't mean that you're good for each other, especially when it comes to the point where you're willing to lose your voice. You know, how you communicate, how you know, you heal people or yourself. You know, if you're willing to give up what you heal yourself with for someone, that's very toxic for you. And of course, she defied her father. I mean, who hasn't defied their parents for any number of reasons? That's not the point. You know, when you lose your voice, you lose a way to defend yourself without having to do so physically. You lose your way to speak up for yourself, to, you know, set your boundaries. You lose your, you know, a lot of your entire being. This is why we have voices, because you could tell by tones, undertones, so on and so forth, where you stand with a person, where that person stands with you. But she was willing to lose this, and she gave it to Ursula, who was a extreme narcissist. You know, she thought, you know, she really looked down on Ariel and wanted her voice, and she wanted to be, and Ariel wanted to be with this man so bad that she was very easily finessed by Ursula, just moving off this so-called love. But if somebody loves you, they wouldn't take your voice. You know, that would be like one of the things. They want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear your opinions. They want to hear your side of the story. They want to hear all that. But she couldn't even talk to the man. So what was the point? It's just like any relationship. If you can't talk to the person, what's the point of you guys being together if you guys can't communicate? There's really no point, you know. And there's love languages. They both understood the same love language, but what is the point if you can't speak your love language with this person, if that person doesn't understand your love language? So I guess he was supposed to take sign language classes, both of them. Who knows? But yeah, that was extremely toxic, that she gave up her, and like, just a sad move. And the whole thing, okay, and nothing worth having you have to give up your voice for. You have to give up who you are for, period. You know, she should have known something was up with Ursula, you know, by her past, for one, her past events with her, and two, that she will offer her anything for anything of gain. You know, she had to know something was up. That's what having your nose wide open for somebody will do to you. So she did all of it to herself, and then her father had to come in, help her out, save her. You know, the whole team jumps in and whatever. You know, that's what your soul tribe is for, when you get yourself in this stupid mess that you weren't supposed to be in the first place, that is really beneath you, because, you know, and you get yourself in a mess with people who are actually beneath you. So she gave up a lot to be with this person, but she gave it up to someone who had no intention on really her getting what she wanted, because she went after him herself, Ursula. You know, so there was that. She'd always been jealous of Ariel, and she must have just ignored her intuition. I mean, apparently she did, because she gave her voice to the wrong chick. You know, but the thing is like, they could take your gifts, they could take, you know, they could steal from you all they want to, but people are gonna know, man, that's not really the divine, you know, that's speaking. That's that is of lower vibration, lower frequency. Just because it sounds like that person, looks like, walks like, talks like, doesn't mean that that's that person. You got to test the spirit, and that's indeed what old boy did. He tested the spirit. He's like, nah, this is not where it's at. This is not my divine. And he was the only one to have any discernment in the matter, apart from her father, like all the men. So another point in that story is that they had the women looking all ditzy and jealous and envious and stuff like that. And a lot of women aren't like that. Well, I can't say I don't have enough experience with women, but the women I vibe with, I end up initially click with, I trust the spirit of, they usually aren't like that. Or the ones I can actually tolerate being around, they aren't like that. They don't have any ill intentions, and they're not out to take what somebody else's is. They just want to be better women, and they'll just see other days and be better than who they were however long ago. Could it be a few minutes ago, a few seconds ago, hours, days, weeks, years, months? Who knows? But yeah, the men were the ones who tested the spirit, and the women ended up looking all ditzy and quarrelsome and just evil, just like the Bible tried to portray them. So there was a message, an agenda being pushed in that as far as I could see, that men have better discernment than women because they are so-called more logical.